Today is Friday, November 1st. This is Noreen Johnson, and here are the good news headlines of the day. During an interview with Joe Rogan this week, Senator J.D. Vance said that the circumstances leading up to the moment that former President Donald Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania back in July were very fishy. Vance made the remark during a Wednesday appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience that aired Thursday afternoon when asked by Joe Rogan how much he had studied the stories surrounding would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks. Vance remains in shock that investigators could not get inside encrypted apps that he had on his phone. He said that it was shocking that Trump was alive given how close Crooks was, and that it was a genuine miracle that the guy didn't kill him. Vance later added that oftentimes when there is a school shooter, the public usually has the person's manifesto within 48 hours, but that in Trump's case, there is still no motive other than his hate for Donald Trump. And then this, the Republican-led House Oversight Committee Thursday launched an investigation into the FBI over its alleged failure to report complete, accurate national crime data. In a letter to the FBI Director Christopher Wray, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer said the Bureau failed to include in its 2022 data a 4.5% increase in national crime. The FBI had initially reported a 1.7% decrease in violent crime in 2022, but later quietly revised those figures, according to Comer. He noted that Vice President Kamala Harris touted the 2023 data, and the media used it to dispel Americans' real concerns about crime. The Bureau said it will soon transition to monthly data releases to promote transparency and provide an opportunity for consumers to review data based on more timely crime counts, with the understanding that data will be continuously updated. Former President Donald Trump filed a lawsuit against CBS News for $10 billion, accusing 60 Minutes of deceptively doctoring its interview with Vice President Kamala Harris earlier this month. The lawsuit, which was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas on Thursday, alleges that the 60 Minutes edits attempt to tip the scales in favor of the Democratic Party as the heated 2024 presidential election, which President Trump is leading, approaches its conclusion. After Harris's interview on 60 Minutes, the news show released a promotional video where Harris's words appeared different from her statements in the interview that aired. The 60 Minutes edit occurred when Harris responded to correspondent Bill Whitaker's question on Israel. In the promotional clip, Harris stated, "The work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region." In the edited version of the interview that aired, Harris replied to the same question by saying, "We are not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end." Trump's lawsuit blasts 60 Minutes for allegedly glossing over Harris's word salad. Officials in the Biden-Harris White House altered the official transcript of President Joe Biden's remarks earlier this week, where he referred to tens of millions of supporters of former President Donald Trump as garbage. The Associated Press reported that the fraudulent alteration of official government records drew objections from the federal workers who document all of the president's remarks for historical reference. Official White House stenographers recorded Biden stating, "The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable and it's un-American." However, Biden-Harris officials altered the quote by adding an apostrophe, changing it to supporters instead of supporters. The change was made only after the White House press team conferred with the president, according to an email obtained by the publication. Unsurprising, too, were the White House's actions after he said them. They said in a joint statement, instead of apologizing or clarifying President Biden's words, the White House instead sought to change them, despite them being recorded on video, by releasing a false transcript of his remarks. The move is not only craven, but it also appears to be in violation of federal law, including the Presidential Records Act of 1978. The White House staff cannot rewrite the words of the President of the United States to be more politically on message. Though President Biden's relevance continues to diminish, his words continue to matter, even as they become increasingly divisive and erratic. And then today, November 1st, we celebrate the feast day of the Solemnity of All Saints. It is celebrated in honor of all the saints of the Church, whether they are known or unknown. The first papal canonization occurred in the year 993. All saints, pray for us. And those are your daily good news headlines. This is Catholics for Catholics. May God bless you, and may God bless the USA.